Most gardeners hear the term leaf mold and immediately think of something rotten, slimy or useless. Some even avoid it altogether, assuming it's just half-finished compost or a poor substitute for manure. That misunderstanding has kept one of the most powerful soil-building tools hidden in plain sight. Leaf mold isn't compost, it isn't fertilizer, and it isn't meant to feed plants directly. What it does instead is far more important. And once you understand that role, it changes how you manage soil forever. Why leaf mold is constantly misunderstood. Compost teaches us to look for heat, fast breakdown, and nutrient density. Leaf mold does the opposite. It breaks down slowly, stays cool, and focuses on structure rather than immediate feeding. Because it doesn't look dramatic or smell rich, many gardeners dismiss it as unfinished or weak. In reality, leaf mold is not about speed or nutrients. It's about creating the conditions that allow soil to function properly year after year. Leaf mold is primarily a fungal process, not a bacterial one. That single distinction explains nearly everything about why it behaves differently from compost and why it performs so well in long-term soil systems. What leaf mold actually is at a biological level. Leaf mold forms when fallen leaves decompose under the influence of fungi. Unlike compost, which relies on bacterial heat to break materials down quickly, leaf mold develops slowly in cool, moist conditions. Fungal threads spread through the leaves, digesting tough plant fibers like lignin that bacteria struggle with. Over time, the leaves collapse into a dark, soft, spongy material that looks simple but performs complex functions underground. This fungal dominance matters because most garden soils are bacterial heavy from years of tilling, fertilizing and disturbance. Leaf mold reintroduces fungal balance, which is, absolutely essential for healthy roots, stable soil structure and efficient nutrient exchange. Why does leaf mold supercharge soil without acting like fertilizer? Well, leaf mold contains relatively low levels of immediately available nutrients. That's why it doesn't cause sudden growth spurts or those dark green leaves on its own. But soil health isn't really about forcing growth. It's about, creating an environment where nutrients cycle efficiently and plants can access what they need naturally. Leaf mold improves soil aggregation, helping particles bind into stable clusters. These clusters create air pockets, water channels, and of course, a habitat for microbes. Roots grow deeper and more evenly, and water infiltrates the soil instead of just running off. Nutrients stop leaching away and start staying where roots can find them. In other words, leaf mold doesn't feed plants directly. It builds the soil system that feeds plants continuously. The water-holding power most soils are missing. One of leaf mold's most underrated qualities is its ability to hold water. Finished leaf mold can absorb several times its weight in moisture while still draining excess water freely. This creates a buffering effect in soil. During heavy rain, it reduces waterlogging. During dry spells, it releases moisture slowly back to plant roots. Gardeners often try to solve watering problems with irrigation schedules or mulches alone. leaf mold solves the problem from within the soil. Beds amended with leaf mold stay evenly moist longer, reducing plant stress and improving nutrient uptake. Well, you see, leaf mold really favours fungi roots and those long-lived plants in your garden. Fungal networks, they just thrive in soils that are rich in leaf-derived organic matter. These networks, in turn, form partnerships with plant roots, extending their reach and, increasing their access to water and minerals. Perennials, fruit trees, shrubs and herbs all benefit enormously from fungal-dominant soils. That's actually why forests manage to grow without compost piles or fertilizers. Leaves simply fall, fungi take over, and, well, the soil just builds itself over time. Leaf mold, in a way, recreates that natural system in our gardens, especially if you're focused on long-term productivity rather than just quick harvests. Now, let's have a quick look at how leaf mold differs from compost in practical use. Compost is really best used as a nutrient input, feeding your plants directly. On the other hand, leaf mold is best used as a soil conditioner. Compost feeds, while leaf mold builds. If gardeners use leaf mold expecting compost-like results, well, they're often left disappointed. But when they use it correctly, it becomes, honestly, quite indispensable. Leaf mold works best when it's applied as a surface mulch, mixed lightly into the topsoil or layered beneath other organic materials. It's pretty versatile, actually. It pairs exceptionally well with compost, moderating nutrient release and preventing soil compaction. That combination really makes a difference in the garden, Why does leaf mold outperform peat moss and cocoa coir, you might wonder? Well, many gardeners tend to rely on peat or cocoa coir for moisture retention and structure. But you see, leaf mold does the same job without all the extraction, shipping or environmental cost. It's locally sourced, renewable, and honestly, it just keeps getting better over time as fungal life expands. Unlike peat, leaf mold actually integrates biologically into the soil rather than just remaining inert. And unlike coir, it actively supports those vital microbial communities. It doesn't just hold water, it actually improves how soil uses water, making a real difference in your garden. So, how long does leaf mold actually take? And why is that considered a strength? Well, leaf mold is slow by design. Depending on the conditions, it can take anywhere from 6 months to as much as 2 years to fully mature. But, that patience really pays off in terms of stability. The organic matter created through fungal breakdown, it actually resists rapid decomposition, which means it stays in the soil much longer than compost does. This slow turnover, that's exactly what makes leaf mold a long-term soil supercharger. Instead of those spikes and crashes in fertility, it delivers a lovely consistency. Now, where does leaf mold shine the most in our gardens? Well, it's ideal for raised beds that tend to dry out quickly, sandy soils that just can't seem to hold on to water, and those compacted soils that really resist root penetration. It's especially valuable in no-dig systems, where the soil structure is protected rather than disturbed. You know, vegetable gardens benefit from leaf mold indirectly through improved root health and moisture balance. And, well, herb gardens really do thrive in its gentle, stable environment. Trees and shrubs, you know, they really respond with deeper rooting and stronger growth. The real secret, honestly, that leaf mold teaches us is all about soil. Leaf mold reveals a truth that, well, modern gardening often forgets. Healthy soil isn't built by just adding more and more inputs. It's really built by creating the right biological conditions and letting nature do the work for you. Leaf mold doesn't try to force growth. It simply supports the systems already in place. Once gardeners stop asking what leaf mold actually feeds and start asking what it fixes, well, that's when everything really clicks into place. If this, you know, changed how you see fallen leaves and soil building, do subscribe and share this with someone who still thinks leaf mold is just lazy compost. This quiet material might just be the most powerful soil upgrade you'll ever use.